Okay, do you hear me now? Okay, all right. Okay. All right, my name is George Winford GW from 90.1 WMPR, and I'm supposed to be there. Miss Arches and Miss Tripp co-host tonight, and she called me and said I'm gonna be running just a little bit late. Will you start and I'll be on? But Miss Arches just made it. Good
I
evening to you.
am. Good evening to you. Glad to have you with us
I'm glad
tonight.
to be here.
And nice to meet you. This is my first time meeting you.
Yes, it is, but it's always a pleasure. I always like the title of this show, To the Point,
To the point.
because I'm straight to the point. All right.
I'm gonna see tonight if you're gonna be straight to the point.
All right.
How you doing tonight, Lady Cherie? Good. Good. Blessed to be here. So what we got going on?
You know what? Felicia told me a little bit about what's going on, but I don't know exactly how she wanted it formatted, how you want it formatted. So I'm gonna leave it up to you to do that. Yeah. I know she's gonna talk about critical race theory and the Judaism and what's going on in the city of Jackson.
Well, we're gonna start with the city of Jackson first, and when she get in, she's gonna go over that part. But let's start with the city of Jackson first. What's
Okay.
going on?
Okay.
It's two things that I am concerned with: the city council meetings.
Mm-hmm.
I know we all saw the interview with Councilman Stokes
Lord,
and our
don't
mayor.
don't remind me, okay? All right, don't remind me.
Okay, well, our mayor.
Go ahead.
And also the checkpoints that the city of Jackson, the Jackson Police Department has started throughout the city of Jackson, in the communities, that some people are against the checkpoints.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing. I think that you should be driving with legally your license, insurance, or registration on your vehicle.
Right.
I think checkpoints bring out things like if it's a stolen vehicle or if someone is driving illegally,
Right.
or if someone have warrants. So I think it's a good thing. I think it helps get crime off the streets. So what are your thoughts?
My daddy used to say every little bit helps. And I'm for the checkpoints.
Right.
I think what threw people's off was the last part of the checkpoint. Lady Cherie, you trying to tell me something? Okay, that's it. She directed from way over there. Okay, all right. I'm not normally on this side of the studio. I'm always over there. So I'm just trying to get in what I fit
Well,
in.
you look
over
good
here.
on this side. Come on with it.
But I agree with the checkpoints, and I think what threw folks off was that not having insurance and towing your car and giving you a citation for that. I understand that.
Right.
But to throw the whole thing out because of that, I don't think you should do that. I think we should keep it.
Right.
Again, every little bit helps, and we need to get the thugs off the street.
Right.
I'm getting
right.
straight to the point.
Right.
Whatever means necessary, we need to get them off the street. So
Right.
this is helping.
Now I do agree with the chief of police, James Davis.
Yes, I do too.
I agree with his interview, and he was trying. I guess in so many words, he was just trying to let the public know that we are not out here to. This is not to hurt the community, because I guess I saw a lot of people comments on Facebook like. I think somebody was suing the city.
Yes.
People are against the roadblocks, and a white guy made a video. He made the video. He was taping the officers when he went through the checkpoint, and they let him go. Well, the chief explained what was going on. They were busy at the time. They didn't have time to sit and go back and forth with this guy and argue at a checkpoint when you got a line of cars.
Okay.
Behind. You got some people that's possibly sitting to the side that has warrants that they probably are having to arrest, that don't have license and insurance. So I think the public took that video wrong, making it look like because he was a white guy, he just was let through the checkpoint.
Right, exactly.
I don't think that was not the case.
That wasn't the case.
Right,
That
right.
wasn't the case.
And so I just say it's a good thing. You're supposed to be driving with driver license and insurance. My mother was in a car accident some years ago, and someone hit her, and the guy only had, I believe, like liability or something. Well, it ended up her insurance had to pay for her truck. You have a lot of people out here that they get in accidents and the other driver don't have insurance at all.
Right.
And so I think it's a good thing. I think this is going to help with crime. We have a caller. Let's take this call.
I think you're on there now, I believe. Okay.
You on the air? Go ahead. Hello, you're on the air. Go ahead. All right, I guess they decided.
Yes, I think this is a good thing to help get criminals off the street or see you're legal driving.
Right.
And I think folks just taking it wrong when they threw in the insurance deal. And if you don't have insurance, towing your truck or your car, whatever. But I don't think you should throw the whole thing out because
Right.
of that. You know, you might redo it and do that, but don't throw the whole thing. I think it's helping. You know?
It is, and then everybody wants to knock it. Just make sure you have license and you have insurance and your vehicle is registered, and you won't have any problems when you go through checkpoints.
Exactly, won't have any problem.
Pretty much, and you have paid all your warrants, your fines, any type of cost that you owe the city. All that has been paid, so you don't have anything to worry about.
Exactly.
What do you say, Lady Cherie? Right, they gonna get you for child support too, so make those child support payments.
But I think that's what threw folks off. You know, we ain't got the money, and I don't think it's the right thing to do. I might be out of insurance. I might have left my license at home.
Right.
You know, it's a way to work through that. You know, without
It
saying
is.
this is a bad thing. You know, I've been critical of the Jackson Police Department and Chief Davis for years now. But this is one thing that I agree with him on. You know, we're trying to get things straightened out in Jackson and get our criminals off the street. So I think it's a good thing.
And two, just to let the public know, if you have fines that you owe the city and you are not able to pay right now, they will work a payment plan out with you. So, like you said, it's ways around that.
It's ways around that. Park 1.
Park 1. Okay, I got it. Go ahead, caller. You're on the line.
Hello there, Mr. George Winfield and Miss Joanna Archie.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
I just called in to say this is Felicia Tripp.
There you go.
And I just want to respectfully disagree with you guys.
Respectfully disagree with us then.
Okay. I humbly disagree with you guys about those roadblocks. I just really feel that just saying that they're trying something is not good enough. That is no different than me saying that I'm trying and I go for a 1 mile walk and then I go meet Joanne over at the buffet. And I'm talking about losing weight. Please. That's not real effort, and I know it wasn't going to work in the first place.
Well, we're not going to say it's not working. We're not going to say it's not working, right? Can we honestly say it's not working right now? You know, can we say that?
I can honestly say it because right around the corner, did I not show you the video of the shot up car? Right around the corner from the roadblock when they walked over to shoot at somebody?
No, I did not see that video, Miss Felicia.
Oh, okay. Well, let me say this. The murder rate's not down. Other violent crimes are not down. It's not working because it's never worked. You're not going to throw spaghetti on a wall that you never even boiled and then all of a sudden it's sticking. That just does not work. So why are we giving credit for people doing things, regurgitating the same crap that never worked in the first place? The city has already been through lawsuits about roadblocks. Madison County tried that. Frank Milton tried this. It's documented. So why are we giving people credit for not doing their jobs? Because your job should be to use your brain and look at what works and what doesn't work and don't repeat what doesn't work.
Well, why not try?
There
You know,
you go.
are we?
Oh my God!
There you go.
Hold on a
No,
minute.
it's
You
not
don't want.
trying.
You don't.
It's showmanship.
Yes.
It is not even trying.
It is, but we at a point now, Miss Felicia Tripp, and I know this your show, and but we are at a point.
It's your show tonight. I'm not there. Go ahead.
We are at a point now that we need to do something. You know, and doing nothing is just not an option.
There you go.
It's doing nothing.
You know what? Doing crap that doesn't work is doing nothing.
Well, that's what some folks believe, that it's not working right now, I would say. But again,
So when is it gonna work? How long does it take?
I have no idea. But we have to do something. Now they're just the first part of that, okay? They're just the first part of that. So I'm not saying it's not going to work yet, but it's a lot more need to be done. it's a lot more need to be revised. It's a lot more need to be thought about. It's a lot more need to be put in and put out. I would say that. I agree with you on that, okay?
There you go.
Oh,
And then it's
Okay,
more of
so-
showing police presence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've had a lack of police presence in the
patrolling be
communities.
more of showing police presence than roadblocks?
Well, Felicia, once being a patrol officer on the street, a patrol officer can't be present at all times when you're patrolling, especially with the shortage of police
is a
officers.
roadblock being present in all places or in that one spot where people are driving?
Well, you're back and forth. I think they set up different places, but I just think it still shows police presence. They're trying. It might didn't work the first time. Let's try it the second round. So I truly
No, this
support
has
it.
been going on for years. Checkpoints don't come back crying.
Well, when I was officer on the street, when we had checkpoints, we did make arrests. We found those who had warrants. We found those without license, those that didn't have insurance. So some good do come out of checkpoints.
So do you feel that people without insurance are the main problem around here? Do you think
No, that need to be revised. I just said that.
No.
Oh my God.
That need to be revised.
Wait a minute, you know
Felicia.
what? You know
That
what?
need to be revised.
You know what? And we're gonna get her off this phone. She might be smoking dope.
You know,
We need to get a drug test from you, all right?
We gotta get you a drug test. What you say?
Joanna, you need to stop smoking that dope. It's running you crazy.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into with you two. I'm telling you now. Oh my God.
We hear you, Felicia.
Go ahead, sweetie.
We hear you. We hear you. All right, I think she's off. But line two. Go ahead to the point. You're on the air.
There is no call in the queue.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right.
There is no call in the queue. Thank you.
We heard you.
Okay. All right. But we do agree with Miss Felicia too, but we do see the point of them doing it.
Yes.
We got a caller coming in. All right. So let's get on that. What
Okay.
do you think about that, the city council meeting? Hold 1 second. Go ahead. You on to the point.
There is no call in the queue. Thank you.
Do red.
Go
Okay.
ahead. You on the air.
Yeah, I want to make a comment about the roadblocks.
Right. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. I think they do work because, okay, that they're talking about the tickets or whatever. But if people are shooting people across town and they got these guns in their cars, they're going to fear the roadblocks because guess what? You have to travel somewhere most of the time to do a shooting.
Right.
And now, since they started this, now I don't live in Jackson, but I go through Jackson to work. I hadn't heard a whole lot of homicides coming out right now because if you're going to go over to Ellis Avenue and shoot somebody, and you think you know that a roadblock may be there, guess what? You're not going to go with all those illegal guns in your car. And I think it's working. Now I know they're saying that the other stuff it's an unintended consequence or whatever for it as tickets and stuff. But the murderers, they usually drive to kill somebody. So I think they're working, and I think and ACLU says, hey, we're gonna do a lawsuit. But then when the killing's getting out of hand, what's there? Give us the idea to stop it. Nobody's got the idea. Nobody's got a. So at least Jackson police is trying to do the presence, because if somebody goes across town and does something bad, I would love for the police. Who knows how many shootings have been stopped? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because of this, if they found somebody with illegal guns and that night they may have been going to do something else. So yeah, I think they're working. I think they keep it going because ACLU give us something to stop the crime. Give us an idea. Nobody's got an idea. All they want to do is say, we're gonna sue if you don't stop.
Well, sir, I don't know. We appreciate that call there, and let me premise my remarks by saying this here. Okay, there is a lot more that we can do. There's a lot more we can revise about this law. But at the point in time, Jackson has become so lawlessness
Right.
that we need to put checkpoints everywhere. You know, I'm for doing that, and I don't think it'll hurt. I will say
Right.
that I don't
It
think it'll
won't.
hurt. Yeah.
It
Thank you for your call.
Thank you.
We have another call.
Go ahead, caller. You on the air.
Okay.
It's Felicia calling back. This Felicia.
Felicia Tripp again.
Let's hear you. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
We're in trouble now.
Yeah,
Go
we're in
ahead.
trouble now.
So I just want to say that number one, yes, roadblocks make a difference with something.
Mm-hmm.
They make a difference with something.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be perfectly clear. When I talk about the ineffectiveness of roadblocks, I am never complaining about the police officers of JPD. One thing about it and two things for certain. They're not making a decision. They're executing their duties as given to them. I am blaming the higher-ups.
Mm-hmm.
I'm blaming the so-called leaders of the city. They lack the willingness
Mm-hmm.
to look at probable solutions, and there are some.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as far as people saying, well, what are the solutions? I don't have to come up with one because that's not my job. I'm not even supposed to know one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. But what I do know is this. We as citizens do need to get together and organize to start making a demand. I know that a little girl just jumped off a bridge and who ran out of a school in Murrah.
Condolences
And there
to
was
that family
no
too.
conversation, even after her death. There's no real cry for a plan to be put in place for teachers and administrators to be able to identify suicide. And nobody's talking about the fact that the 911 calls just roll over unanswered and roll over and roll over. And guess what? That falls under the police department too.
Yes, it does.
But we'll say, oh, they trying.
No, I'm not saying that. You know.
I'm not talking about you.
Oh,
I'm not talking
okay,
about you.
all right.
When I say we, I put me in the collective with that now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm,
At some point in time, we got to stop falling for this bull crap and banana in a tailpipe. Let's take a look at what's been going on with this foolishness.
And wait, Felicia,
With
hold
the
up.
mayor having a whole press conference
Felicia.
to call out Kenneth Stokes and use lawyer-like terms. I believe, as he pointed out, he was trying, he know what to say, to not be sued, perhaps. But even if you're not sued, in a city where we still have homicides going on, still have the violent crime, still have the shootings going on, still have these babies at school, a fight at Forest Hill today, right? A violent fight where somebody used a weapon. And guess what? They've been doing it every day. Now, am I attaching Jackson Public Schools with the city of Jackson? Absolutely. Even though they don't necessarily control everything with it, it's still in the city. So leadership would dictate that someone would be trying to get these problems figured out instead of these shows that they put on like clowns on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
And people are very quick to want to try to point at one person in particular as being a clown just because what he happens to say may be funny, but I wholeheartedly and 100% blame the mayor for instigating that incident. He is the mayor. Why did you have a whole press conference for
Thank you. We got a lot more problems in Jackson, and to call a press conference on something you believe. He said this here. I believe this is what's going on. We don't want to hear that. The citizens don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. You know, it's embarrassed the whole city. And all they can say, I believe. Everything that you believe, you don't come out in public and say, I don't believe it. You just don't believe it or come out with a solution.
And that goes back to what she just said about holding people, pretty much she was saying holding these leaders accountable. And Felicia, that goes back, I have to agree with you on,
and you
I don't agree with you much, but I have to agree with you on this one. He held a press conference for something that really was nonsense when he should have held a press conference 2 weeks ago on that baby jumping off that bridge. You know, we talk about JPS, yes, we talk about the Jackson Police Department, but we all were held accountable for that baby's death. Everybody who passed that highway and saw that baby on that bridge, everybody who heard that baby cry before that day, we are held accountable. And that's what the press conference should have been held on weeks ago when that happened, to get the message out. Let the other youth that maybe is feeling like that baby was feeling that day, look, you don't have to do that.
Right.
You know, so I totally agree. That was nonsense today.
Yeah.
Use that platform to help people, and heal the city of Jackson.
And if
So
you
I
do
agree.
A roast, let's raise some money to fill up the potholes and do it on a stage. How about that part? Do a real versus.
Right. I agree with that.
Since everybody want to be a comedian.
Yep, that's it. You know, we got a lot of more problems in the city of Jackson just saying, I'm going to call a press conference on what I believe.
Right.
And started calling folks' name and insinuating that this person is doing this here. You don't know. You just told me you just something you believe. So why call a press conference for that? You know, all this came for, well, let me say this here. About a month ago, I said to you all, when the garbage contract comes up, it's going to be a mess. And guess what we got now?
Mess.
We got a mess in the city of Jackson because one person wants this firm to do it. The other person said, no, I want this firm to do it. Then nobody can get together on anything. They're a bunch of dumb butts, I'm telling you. You know, and the citizens looking bad. We that stays in Jackson have been here 62 years, and we look bad.
Right.
You know, folks are talking about us. You know. It doesn't
Let
make
me tell
it.
you two more things before I go. The city of Jackson right now has an interim position filled by a teacher over the IS department, information system, by a teacher now. This woman was a teacher 2 years ago, bounced around from several positions. I don't know her, so this is not me trying to disparage her, but I am talking about the way the city does this. They out of order, out of line completely. She's been in an interim position for 90 days. Oh, no, I'm wrong. For over 90 days. And you're not supposed to be in it beyond 90 days without being confirmed.
Exactly.
They haven't done that. And guess what? They create positions and they fill them without creating any job announcements for fair competition. But they claim to be against waste management for how they treat their employees. So the city is too much of a hypocrite. The city is not about their business right now.
It is not about the
And
people's
the people,
business.
And we as a people are not about our business, because if we don't go further than sitting on the radio station to talk about it and call in about it, or on Facebook and complain, and if we don't get serious and start making some demands, we're just as big of clowns as they are.
Yep,
that's true.
We need to demand change. If it calls for us to go down to the steps of the Capitol, the police department, the mayor's office, whatever, we need to command change now.
Especially when it comes to these youth around
Yes,
here.
exactly.
You know, I believe
nothing without a demand.
When we had that, was that
city that wants to criminalize schools, because Jackson Public Schools has a police department, but we don't reach out to free mental health care. Mississippi State and the State Department of Mental Health have tried to get in Jackson Public Schools and offer free training to the teachers, have offer free training to the city for their employees, for dispatchers, for anyone. They do not accept it.
Oh, wow.
They criminalize children, and then we wonder why we're in the position we in. They're not looking to do anything other than play. And I'm going to read one definition, and I'm really going to let y'all go.
Got some more callers. We got callers waiting.
Performative activism is activism done to increase one's social capital rather than because of one's devotion to a cause. It is often associated with surface-level activism, referred to as slacktivism. Take out the word activism from that and put in politician, because that's what's happening. Y'all be good.
Thank you, Miss Felicia.
Thank you, Miss Tripp.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We got a call on line one.
Line one. Is it Park 1? Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
All right. How you all doing this
We are
Doing
good.
Doing good. How you?
Wonderful. One question before I get started. How many illegal weapons and maybe drugs have they gotten off the street with these checkpoints?
I'm not sure. I cannot give you a number. I am not sure.
Well, according to the Chief James Davis, he said that 2 weeks ago how many weapons they had gotten off. But as far as the numbers, I can't tell you the numbers, but they have got some off. I'll tell you
Right.
that.
And I'm sure with checkpoints, they've taken a lot of people to jail, and they have found weapons and drugs. I'm sure.
That's the case. Because one problem that they have, and like I work in state law enforcement. I won't say what agency I work with, but I work state law enforcement.
Okay.
Until one problem that they're going to have, and I invite you all the next time that they have a gun show down there at the Coliseum, I want you to go down and just watch the crowd that goes in and out and the crowd that's sitting around outside in the parking lot. They have people that go in and buy the weapons, bring them back out, and give them to the youngsters. They are, yeah, oh yes.
So that's how it works.
Right.
Far too many gun shows. They don't take them to Pearl. They don't take them to Madison. They always have them at the fairground. Fairground sits on what I would say the borderline for, downtown and then going into the neighborhood.
Right.
Far too many gun shows, they're not checking. I think people are able to go in, get the weapon, and come right on out. There's no check thing to it. There are far more gun shows down there than you know of. The ones that you see, that great Jackson gun show that comes every so often, there are far more held than that. And there are some that come up that you never even advertise on television. There are a lot of gun shows, sometimes to the point of 2 or 3 a month at the Coliseum.
One thing I can say about Kenneth Stowe, he tried to stop this years ago. These gun shows.
Well, yeah.
He tried to stop that years ago. But it's money and power. Money and
There
power.
you go. Money and power.
Money and power.
They like to take care of that at the polls.
Yeah,
That can be stopped
exactly.
at polls.
Yeah,
That's gonna
exactly.
have to get cut out at polls.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let me ask you this, caller.
It's more.
Let me ask you this. You said that's going to have to stop at the polls, which I agree. But why can't who we have in there now, we can't hold them accountable and put some heat behind their butt and get them to go and do their jobs.
That's not on a city level. That's on a state level. As far
Don't
as
matter.
that
Let's still
gun
get
show
behind.
stuff is going on.
It doesn't matter what level is on. They still holding a position that we, the people, have put them in. So we need to hold them accountable and put some heat under their butt.
I agree wholeheartedly. That I'm not saying not to hold responsible, but I'm just saying that's one of the problems. That gun trade movement around in the city
Right.
of Jackson is one of the biggest problems that they have.
Well, caller, we sure appreciate it, all right?
Thank
We
you,
thank you for
caller.
calling.
You're welcome, man. Somebody needs to look into that.
Okay, thank you. We got another caller wait.
Go ahead, caller. You on the air.
Woo. How is everybody doing? This is Silky.
How you doing, Miss Silky?
Hey, Miss Silky, how you?
I'm blessed. You all have a marvelous show tonight.
Thank you.
Yes. What I would like to say is, I agree with that gentleman about the gun show. Jesse in Jackson, Mississippi, why they can't have it in other places? Why they got to bring it here? And another question is that young lady that lost her life. I have been right since she killed herself.
Right.
You know, it's a shame and a disgrace. It's something wrong with us.
Yes, ma'am.
It's our fault. Every last one of us. I just hadn't been right, and it really hurt me that she lost her life. Why people just stood around and couldn't help that young lady?
That's
So
true.
what's wrong with us?
You're right, Miss Silky. Miss
And
Silky.
I'm really pissed about it.
Yes.
That should not happen to nobody else.
Right. But you know what, Miss
So
Silky?
we got to get this shit together.
We are concerned about our own households, ourselves, our children, and we don't care about nobody else.
Yeah.
And so that's where it
When
starts.
it happens to somebody else,
Right.
come on now.
Right.
We got to get it together.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Everybody is talking about Jackson, Mississippi.
Yes, they
You
are.
know what they're saying? They're saying that we are ignorant and stupid. I have my life. I have traveled all over the world, and they are saying that we are just stupid.
And
Not
Miss,
all of us,
not only
but a
that,
lot of us.
we are acting like we are stupid,
Right.
and we got leaders acting like they are stupid,
Now,
like they
isn't
are.
that the truth?
It-
Like they don't know what's going
They are
on.
not calling what they don't see.
Right.
That's what they are looking at. They are embarrassing us, and I said that at the beginning. They are embarrassing us.
On TV, arguing.
Yeah.
Like little kids, like they throwing a temper tantrum.
Like
It's
back,
what's wrong with
Mississippi,
us.
back in the day, we used to be shooting marbles.
That's right.
And one of the kids get mad and he put his marble in his pocket and said, "I'm going home." Why you think he put his marble?
Right.
You're not acting. You're not shooting like I want to shoot. So I'm gonna put my marbles in my pocket and I'm gonna go on. That's what they're acting like, little kids.
But I am not afraid to say what I got to say. And whoever have a problem with what Silky got to say, call me up and we can meet somewhere.
Thank you, Miss Silky.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Peace out.
All right. We got another call.
Go ahead, caller. You on the air.
Hey, I just wanted to touch on two things again.
Okay.
The gun shows. The gentleman who just called about that,
Mhm.
he's absolutely right.
Yes.
We talk about policy all the time on this show. We talk about our need to understand policy. And the gun laws in Mississippi are some of the worst in the nation.
In the nation.
He's absolutely right.
Right.
I can go in because, hey, I'm not a felon. I'm legal, clear, all of it. I can go in the gun show and go buy some guns. And guess what? I can turn around, walk right out there in that parking lot and sell them to someone without checking whether or not they're a felon, whether or not they're stalking someone and have a restraining order on them, whether or not anything. I can do that, and that's legal in the state of Mississippi. So he's absolutely right. Policy is going to have to be changed, and that's on the state level. There has to be a
Yes.
demand, and they keep trying to put it on Second Amendment rights. That's what they do, and that's just a bunch of crap. The Second Amendment was literally created so that militias could be formed to hunt down slaves. It had nothing to do with being armed to protect
Gun laws, right? Exactly.
ourselves from foreign threats.
Right.
It was to be armed to protect, for white people to shoot black people and get away with it, and that's just the truth.
And I don't think
If
it
we
had.
really look at the Second Amendment.
I don't think it had anything about AR-15 rifles neither. You know,
Not
so-
a thing.
Not a
And
thing.
That's another thing. Why are powerful weapons like that accessible and okay to buy? We can't hunt deer with them legally.
No.
We're not supposed to.
Not supposed
So
to.
why are they so easily accessible?
You think
And
they're
why are those gun shows in those places? Now, that's the state fairground is just that. That's state property.
Right.
But they know that it's in Jackson.
Mhm.
And they want to, with the greatest of intent, make it available for certain people to get. They know what time it is. They know exactly what they're doing. But we play into it.
Yes, we do.
We have to attack this thing from more than one angle. That's why I mentioned the mental health. Christine, there's a flyer in there. You guys should announce about that. Christine Thomas, she's always providing these services and they're free. Marion Health Service, free. They have a lot of free resources. So we have a destruction of the mind. And we're giving access. We're angry. We got all these issues going on mentally. We got lead in the water, which further escalates that.
Mhm.
Okay? That's scientifically proven. This is not pseudoscience that I'm telling you.
Mhm.
So we have all these things against us, and then we're going to make weapons available in addition to.
Mhm.
We're like a walking science experiment around here, and we fall right into it by allowing people to say, well, and that's not a knock on y'all, well, at least they're trying. Boo.
There you go, knocking on us again. See.
No, I'm not. I love y'all.
Thank you, Felicia. But listen to this here. My old boss,
You was right, though. Something is wrong with us. We got to get this together.
the late Mr. Charles Evers, always used to tell me, he say, this doesn't make any cotton picking sense. You know what? This doesn't make any cotton picking sense what's going on in the city of Jackson. Do you hear me? It doesn't make, See, we already, the environment saying that it's all right to be lawlessness. It's all right for me to go up and down the street and run. That's what I hope they do. Speeders, checkpoints at the lights. Look at every time the wind blow over 2 miles an hour. Don't you know all the lights in the city, the lights goes out for some reason? You know, now you got stop signs at the four-way stop signs at major intersection where lights supposed to be, and I can't figure out for the life of me what happened to the red light. Why y'all are not talking about stuff and doing stuff that the citizen need? This just a
Right.
small part of it right here. You can't even keep doing
Why are we
the red lights
making a
running.
demand?
We need to make a demand.
Yeah, I mean, let's think about it now. Normally, larger cities have these numbers that we have. Jackson has 1 out of every 1,000 persons as a resident getting shot.
Mm-hmm.
Does that not make it feel closer to home for more people?
Mm-hmm.
1 out of every 1,000 people,
Right.
based on the rate per capita with murder.
With murder.
And think about this part. I want everybody to think about this. Those are the murders, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about the people that got shot who were intended murder victims who happened to survive the shooting?
Mm.
Right.
Felicia, I hear you.
What about that part? The numbers are much worse than we look at, and we get so caught. See, that's why I don't really like laughing too much about what happened with Kenneth Stokes and the mayor.
No.
So we get so caught up in that moment of funny, and we overlook and really don't look into the words that are being said. And again, we're not making a demand as a people. We're not. And we have to.
That's what we need to do.
Educate ourselves and make the demand.
Look here, I remember Mac Everett saying, if we can't work here, we're not going to shop here.
There you go.
You know, then the progress began. You know, let's demand something. If you all can't do this thing right, I don't care if you got another year left in office. We demand that you do something like get out of the office. Period.
Well,
we
you
need
know,
somebody that can do something.
It's getting closer to election year. So, you know, we're going to start seeing them do a little something. It's getting, around the end of this year,
That's
you're
all
going
the
to see them
time.
out. You're
That's,
gonna see them
that-
out.
that's all the time.
Mm-hmm. They finna get
Go
out
ahead,
now.
Felicia. Yes.
They give out some water.
Yeah, to give out some.
But
Don't forget the hot dogs and
we
chips.
got to do the water shuffle.
Hot dogs, bag of chips too. Fish fries, all that.
Oh, now, with the price of these hot dogs going up, y'all going to be lucky. Y'all better lick one of those Lay's chips.
Don't mention wings, chicken wings. So.
Oh, the wings done went up too.
Oh God, you know.
Yeah, oh, Lord, it's like $30 almost for a pack
Yes,
of wings.
yes, it is. But
So-
Felicia, you are right. Miss Tripp, you are right. We need to demand something.
Yes.
We got to start to not talking about it. We got to start being about it. You know, we got
gotta
to start
be
doing
about it.
something.
We absolutely, and I always use the word we because I don't even let me off the hook with this.
Yes.
And then you know what we can start doing? Call these people. These are leaders that you've elected. Call their offices, email them.
Before we call, this is my personal opinion. I think that people need to. Joanna lives in the area where Joanna lives. She's aware of what's going on. She and her neighbors talk.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it should be in each area, and based on the needs of our area, because we've collectively got together. Like, hey, I can't see at night because all the lights are gone in the neighborhood. And
That's
these
it.
abandoned properties exist, and nobody from code enforcement is tearing these properties down that have been in this state for years.
Right.
Forget about the
these are
streets.
these are our concerns as a neighborhood. Okay, now we are going to go knock on every door in this area, and now we're going to all make this demand together. We're going to come up with this. We had agreement, and now we're going to find out who our elected officials are. What they're not just the elected officials. We have to go further. I was talking with a young lady who worked in purchasing, and she identified to me, you need to understand each department and their role and who's over them.
Mm-hmm.
We have to stop accepting lip service, because if I go out and tell you, hey, I'm fighting for this other company because the workers for waste management are being mistreated.
Mm-hmm.
What about the workers for the city that you're over?
Mm-hmm.
Who you overlook while you appoint friends in positions? Friends who aren't qualified.
Thank you.
Where's the fairness?
Thank you.
So what's real?
We hear you, Felicia. We hear you. We got some more callers, so go drink you a cold
Y'all
glass
got
of
me
water.
right. Let me go.
Go drink a cold glass of water.
Thank you, Miss Tripp.
Thank you.
We got 2 or 3 lines lit up.
Go ahead, you're on the air.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to make one comment. I'm gonna hang up. You know, we blame everything, but we gotta realize when we go to the poll, we put the same folks right back up there.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
We start putting
True.
the same people up in the office.
Yeah.
It's different people. We probably get different results. Thank you.
That's
There
it.
you go. Thank you, Colin.
That is it. That is it. This last earlier election, this last time, I didn't go, and I got a call, and they said, "Why are you supporting this white woman?"
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Hell, if Ray and Junebug run, I'm gonna support them. Are you kidding me?"
Right.
I said it's time for a change.
Time for
I
a
said
change.
this back into the election. I can see that the way we are going,
Right.
it's not the right way.
Right.
It's not the way I want Jackson to be ran. So
Right.
I took my own personal vote and gave it to another nationality, and I got notified for that. Why are you? Jackson is 80% black. Why are you voting for this white woman? Hell, excuse me. It's not. I don't care who is running, a Jewish person, a Russian, or whatever.
Right.
I'm getting who is in here out of here. That's what I'm
Right,
trying to do.
they ain't doing
They
nothing.
ain't doing nothing. So
doing nothing.
thank you.
Holding the seat.
Holding the seat.
Go ahead, Colin.
You got a
you're
call.
on the air.
Yes, I want to say this. I am so sick and tired of so-called black men disrespecting our women on TV or wherever. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I don't care what a person do. Don't disrespect our women on the
Right.
radio or nowhere else.
Right.
If
Right.
you have a problem with them, go behind closed doors and do it. Don't do it because the white folks are laughing at us,
Exactly.
and everybody else.
Yes, right.
So how do you all feel about that?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree.
Yeah, Miss Silky, when we have a meeting here at the radio station, we don't come in Studio A or Studio B and have the meeting because some tempers might flare up. You know where we take it to? The conference room. We take it to the
Right.
conference room.
That's right.
Dad had told me years ago. He said, "Son, when you get married, when you and your wife have a fight or y'all do something in the house," he said, "leave it in the house."
Right.
He said,
behind closed
"Do it
doors."
behind closed doors. Don't say, well, how did it get out?" Well, if somebody in the house had to take it out.
There you go. There you go.
You leave it in the house. Don't wonder what happened when it get out in the streets.
That's right.
Somehow,
But
you and your wife.
I just had to say that. It just makes it, I don't care what nobody feel about what I say. It just make you look stupid.
Yeah, thank you,
And
Miss.
if anybody have a problem with what Silky said, give me a call and we can meet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That do get out or whatever.
All right, Sheriff. Thank you, Miss
Thank
Silky.
you.
Appreciate it. Let me make this announcement
That's what I
for
was going to say.
Felicia. Thank
Make
you.
the announcement.
A community talk centered around suicide awareness, prevention, the shame of mental health. Christina Williams workshop facilitator is going to take place on Thursday, March the 10th, 6 p.m. until 7 p.m. at the Stronger Hope Missionary Baptist Church, and they are located 223 Beasley Road, right here in the city of Jackson.
And that is a mental health workshop, right?
Mental health workshop.
So
yeah.
y'all heard it right here. If
Yeah.
you know someone, if you know someone that is dealing with a mental health issue, and a lot of us don't know how to handle people with mental health issues. So get to that workshop, get the information, get knowledgeable about it, and even to law enforcement.
That's why, exactly. I was just
They
feeling you take it out of
need
my
it.
mouth.
They
Law
need it.
enforcement need it because that's why so many folks done got shot because law enforcement doesn't know how to handle it. Mental health.
There
Yeah,
you go.
right.
Don't know how to handle. So please, free information.
Free information.
So get to that workshop, and again, what's that date on that
The
workshop?
date is March the 10th, from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Stronger Hope Missionary Baptist Church, 223 Beasley Road, right here in the city of Jackson. The shame of mental health.
There you go. Do we have another caller? Hold 1 second.
Got another caller.
One. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down, son.
Hello?
Hello. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, how you doing? I just wanted to say, I wanted to comment about the gun show.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't think the gun shows are a problem because, okay, you have to think about hunters and deer hunters, and people of that caliber, caliber life. But what it is, see,
you know, and then plus with the gun laws and stuff like that, you know, you can have all the gun laws that you want to, right? And then, but what does a gun law mean to criminals? If you shut all the gun shows down in the state, criminals are, you know, they're going to still get their guns. So, you know, you have to think about, you know, guns being in the hands of the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, okay, I'm an avid deer hunter, okay? You know, I'm 51 years old, but I mean, I think I've been hunting deer since I was like 7 or 8, you know, so that's a long time. But now, this is what I'm saying. And the lady that said you can't hunt deer with AR-15s, you can. You know, it's not illegal. You can. So what I'm saying about, you know, guns in the hands of wrong people. Now, to me myself, you know, I have a wife and kids. You know,
Okay.
I go to work every day. I work hard every day, and I think I have more guns than the average person. You know, of all types. But you know, that goes back to guns being in the hands of the wrong people. So it's not the guns, you know.
Okay. Well,
So, you know.
Okay.
I've never been arrested. I never committed a crime.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I'm a God-fearing man. I go to church. I try to do right about everybody, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But if you're going to talk about guns, I have more guns than the average person, you know, of all types. So, and what I'm saying is, it's not the guns, it's the guns in the hands of the wrong people.
Okay, thank you for your call. We
You know what I'm saying?
we appreciate that. We appreciate that. Thank you for your call. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we got another call waiting.
Hello?
Okay, let me make this announcement also. Mental Health and Wellness Day at the Capitol is going to be Thursday, also March the 10th from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. This year's event is online also virtually. Program personal stories, speakers, and other activities. Please wear your mask. For more information, 601-899-9058. Mental Health and Wellness Day at the Capitol. I think somebody's trying to get this mental health deal.
And you know what? That's two.
That's
if you
two.
can't make it in that evening on March 10th from 6 to 7, you got the daytime, and this is virtually. So
Exactly.
you can sit at your house, you can sit on your job, and you can watch it. We got a caller. 1 second. Go ahead, caller. You on the line?
Hey,
We're good. And what about you?
peace with y'all. Are y'all familiar with what's going on in Ukraine?
Yes.
Yes, yes. We've heard the news. Yes.
Yes.
Well, something very strange is going on because Putin put out a 30-minute to an hour video talking about black people.
Can you speak up, sir?
Can you hear me?
Okay,
Now
now
we
you
can.
can. Go ahead.
I said Putin put on a 30-minute to an hour show talking about the treatment of black people here in America. And then it's kind of strange to me that Representative Sheila Lee have a bill trying to get to the House for the repair of the damage. We talk about mental illness, but you know there's some repair that needs to be done in the black community because see people don't understand crack cocaine was put in our community, and now these children are between the age of all the way up to 30, 35 years old, maybe 40, ever since 1986 when crack first come out. So then people talking about these mental health crises and they was exposed to crack. But, you know, they don't want to deal with the hard facts that go on in some of these houses and what needs to be prosecuted that causes mental illness or
Okay.
that's done to these children.
Okay.
You know, we gonna just
Go ahead. We appreciate that, but we're running out of time. You are exactly right. Okay. We appreciate your call, but we're running out of time, and we got some more calls on the line there. But before we go to the next call, You know, it's a lot of things, and I said that at the beginning. It's a lot of things that mayor could have called a meeting on,
Right.
press conference on. You know, drinking water here in the city of Jackson, not safe to drink.
Right.
You know, you call 911, you can't get anybody.
Right,
You know, you
right.
got sewage coming up through the yang in your house.
Right.
It's a lot of more things that we can be dealing with. You know, I'm concerned about the Ukrainians also.
Right.
But we got a war right here in the city
Right
of
here in
Jackson.
the city of
We got the
Jackson.
war right here in the
Right
city
here.
of Jackson, and we got leaders didn't care. We got leaders don't give nothing, and we need to settle this sin stuff first. You know,
Right,
we need to
right.
settle this here first. Go ahead on.
Go
There
ahead,
is no
Colin.
call in the queue. Thank you.
All right.
Call gone. Okay.
So that's it.
Yeah.
No callers. But I definitely agree with you. We have so much right now that our city leaders need to be focused on.
Yes.
Right here in the city of Jackson,
Yes.
instead of all the other stuff
Yes.
that's going
Yeah,
on.
yes. You know.
It just lets us as citizens know when we get to the polls, we need to take a different look.
We need to take a
Who's on the
hard,
ballot.
different
Yes.
look. We got another call?
Okay.
We got another call on 911. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Colin. You on the air.
Get him, Mr. George Winfrey. Get him. Get him, get him, get him. Look,
Hey, man.
George,
Yes.
I went up to the Mississippi State Capitol today myself. I left the radio station and I went to the Capitol.
That's why you
And I
dressed
got-
and decked out, huh? That's why you so decked out. Okay.
Mr. George, I got my good shirt out the closet. I dusted off my boots. I found some good socks.
Mr.
Yes,
Jones
sir.
was decked out.
And I went on up there to the Capitol.
What happened, Mr.
But
Jones?
but the reason I went now is I saw our representatives on TV last night talking about that they was going to do a resolution today about what was happening in Ukraine. And George, we cannot afford, with 154 dead people in Jackson last year and being over 20 this year, we can't afford to let these people start passing resolutions for a foreign country. Now, don't get me wrong.
Yes, sir.
The
I
subject
hear
we
you.
see on TV is bad.
Yes, sir.
But it was bad
But-
earlier in the year
Yes,
when
it
we saw
was.
our dark-skinned sisters and brothers down on the southern border. It was bad then.
Yes,
but
sir. Yes, sir.
Under the bridges.
Yes, sir. Yes, it
So
was bad then.
we cannot be silent, Mr. Winifred and young lady, and let these folks take some of this money out of this $4 billion that they said no when we got issues going on in the community. So I went there today, and I'm going back to the Capitol until they do the same thing about the lives that's been lost in Jackson, Mississippi. Because for every one of those 154 victims, you got a family attached to that.
Yes, you do.
And
It's
they
just
need
not
to
a number.
recognize the killing that has went on here in Jackson. Thank you all so much. George Wilford, you got it going on.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. We got another call? Park one.
Go ahead, Colin. You on the air.
I just wanted to say, because it cut out on me listening, Sherry Jones was talking about those resolutions.
Mhm.
I want to say amen, hallelujah.
Yeah.
Can y'all please stop writing those resolutions?
Oh, God.
Please.
Why, Felicia?
Write a resolution for my rec and pension. Yes, How about this?
Oh, Lord Jesus. All right.
With all this horrible infrastructure. Write a resolution where people can actually have access to health care.
Yes.
That's
Right.
affordable.
Right.
With all these growing rates. Write a resolution for that. Write a resolution. You know what? Why don't you sit down and get the Mississippi State Personnel Board together where they actually have some power so that employees can actually complain without getting fired because they look up at the ceiling.
There you go.
You
There you
get
go.
fired from these jobs